one. First round action between Georgia Tech and the UConn Huskies.
That's the most exciting part of it for me as well. You know, you saw that Utah State team just last time on this same field, and they did a really excellent job in the fourth quarter fighting back. I anticipate this is going to be a great one. Here's our first shot, and a great one off the post, very nearly the first goal, as we're just about a minute and a half into this matchup here today. Another one of those fun matchups for us. I'll tell you what, we've got 13 versus 4, and we're on the field number 4 here, where we're going to see those 13-4 and the 12-5 next. And I think it's going to be really fun because those are kind of those trap games that we talked about off the mic, and it really becomes exciting. The first goal here, and it looks like Georgia Tech's going to take the early lead on a beautiful shot. Looked as though that one may have been off the stick of Kevin Lewis. So an early lead here for Georgia Tech, 1-0, 13 minutes to go in the first quarter. But like I was saying, it's the D1 bracket here at the 2019 MCLA National Championships from Salt Lake City. Here again is the cradle of Raun. He tries to get free, shot goes just wide, and it will be chased down. Nice job there, as Tech will take it. You can see, I talked about it on that last broadcast, and I don't know how well I explained it, but there's an engagement factor to, you know, both teams. And when you see the teams, not just the coaches, engaged on the sidelines, you seem to see those teams find the most success.
Absolutely, and you can hear the entire Georgia Tech bench yelling and screaming throughout the play. Another pretty goal.
Yeah, that one was off the stick of Devin Raun, and again, I mean, he has just been all over it on that shift alone. He was just all over the field. He was definitely the key piece in a number of plays, and finally, he's the one who finds himself alone out front. He tucks it home, and it's a 4-0 lead. They've probably got some of the slickest helmets. We talked about that one coming over. Definitely a very sharp-looking helmet for Georgia Tech.
The Cascade S, chromed out gold lids.
Well, those are some nice dome pieces, and we'll see if they can
kind of Notre Dame-esque.
It is pretty close to that. That's actually just what I was thinking, is it's getting pretty close. 4:18 left here. Opportunity, Georgia Tech, shot and goal. What an absolute rip. That one is Devin Raun's second of the game, and second in as many goals here for Tech. An excellent job there. And again, he has a way of getting open, and that time he just earned his own space and ripped one home upstairs.
Malcolm, this kid's an impressive athlete, getting his hands free like that.
Because like you talked about earlier on, it is definitely one of those contingencies where there's trap games available, and we even talked about it at the early portion of this broadcast, but UConn has not been able to really execute.
The winner of this game will meet the winner of Arizona State and Florida State, our final game coming up here on Field 4 tonight.
Here comes Georgia Tech once again. Shot and a goal. Nice individual effort there, and excellent shot. I think that was Raun who was able to get it in again. Devin Raun was opening up a shooting lane. And it's 15-6.
What an incredible play by Raun on that previous shot. I mean, that was
a laser.
It was world class where he stuck it, and that, I mean, it couldn't have been more in that top left corner. And that's going to go in on anyone from that range.
Welcome to Salt Lake City, Utah, and the final quarterfinal of the night. On the D1 side, Georgia Tech in white, Florida State in maroon. First face-off of the game. Benches are alive, Coach Sheridan. Let's hear your thoughts on what we're about to see.
Fired up for this one. You know, the seeds, Georgia Tech number 4, Florida number 12, they don't really tell the story. These two played pretty recently, and it was a one-goal affair, so I expect this one to be pretty hotly contested here tonight in Salt Lake City.
Great approach here from Florida State. Attempts the back check, it almost works. Loose ball, picked up by Georgia Tech. We've had about 3 weather patterns today, Coach. Which one are we in right now?
Yeah, I think we might have a storm rolling in, but hopefully it's not going to hit us before the game's over.
Great finish for Georgia Tech. They're on the board first.
Yeah, really appreciate and like that dodging angle that was taken by the Georgia Tech player there. Got underneath, kept his stick to the inside, allowed himself to have the ability to throw the ball to X, but still have a quality shot and look at the cage. First one sneaks in on Peaks. We'll see where his confidence level is moving forward. Scrapping for ground ball behind the cage here. Oh, and the flag is thrown. Little sell job right there from Jack McGeans.
Shot, goal. Georgia Tech. Devin Raun, freshman midfielder.
That's his second today. Big time performance here early in the quarterfinals from Devin.
Georgia Tech with the easy clear.
We back when I coached at Denver, we had the fortune of playing Bellarmine, and they had all-world goalie Dylan Ward in the cage at the time, and he's 6'5" to begin with, but he also wore XXX sweats. Oh, beautiful hat trick, right? Hat trick for Devin Raun. Puts the Ramblin' Wreck up 7-3.
Devin Raun kind of dances his man to in front of the net, and no slide. Comes to double the ball, and he finishes. Got his man on his back a little bit there.
Freshman out of Marlborough, Massachusetts, makes his way down to ATL and has himself a hat trick here in the quarterfinals. Obviously, those face-off wins are going to be crucial. You could think about trying to maybe implement a little bit more of a pressure ride to create some more possessions in your favor, but you're going to need to create some turnovers, and obviously on the offensive end, you're going to have to score more than 3 goals in order to get this one done.
Georgia Tech. Place catch behind. Shot,
explosive
goal, easy.
Dodge. Devin Raun. That's his 4th goal of the evening, and he really came to play.
Raun runs right by his man. No slide. Finishes his shot. Gives the...
He scored that one lefty, Coach Brand. The Georgia Tech bench would like us to know that.
Organized chants from the Georgia Tech bench.
Kids having fun, man.
Here in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Just kids having fun.
And welcome in to the MCLA National Championship Tournament, powered by Under Armour. We're here at the beautiful RAC Regional Athletic Complex in Salt Lake City, Utah. And Coach, you couldn't ask for a better day for some lacrosse as we have our first of 2 Division I semifinals. This one going to pit the Cal Bears, the undefeated #1 seed, against the 4 seed coming from Georgia Tech.
Plenty of time, move the ball. There we go.
And Beatty standing tall. That's a great save. Saw that one all the way.
This is a big ground ball right here. Georgia Tech picks it up. They might be able to get something.
There's 12 bodies there.
All right, get that
everybody
ball,
in tight.
Get that ball out of the box.
AYSO
get that quick
soccer.
Whistle.
Georgia Tech has it. It's Raun, sends it up top. Guinness working on the shorty, and he's shown that he's got a little hip to his step.
And a lot of minis do, right? That's going to be the challenge for Cal's. Like, who do you put your pole on? Who do you put your #1 D midi on?
And that's a great finish, high to high. Korecki, fantastic finish.
That is an absolute laser. And if my mind serves me correctly, he had a bunch of these against Chapman early on in the season.
Now a high-scoring game as well.
Man, he can let it fly. And this is just good off-ball movement that opens up
Krasecki, I think.
Krasecki.
And you see it, the slide comes, and he gets it high to high, and that's just an absolute crank. Just a quick double roll back.
Off Raun.
And there's a shot and a finish coming across the body for Raun. And you said you liked his shot, and there you got to see it find the back of the net.
Well, he just had a better angle there, right? Stick to the middle of the field. He's probably about the 10 to 12 yard mark, and he can bring it.
And just like that, we are back to 3-3 in this one. So we get another look at this.
Yeah, unfortunately, Chen kind of goes at him at a bad angle, and Raun gets top side and buries it high. Nothing but the back of the net.
It's about a 7-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock right now.
Raun.
And that's a great finish from Raun as he gets underneath the pole, comes inside, little shimmy, little shake, little bake.
Yeah, he's got it all.
Goal.
All the above.
And that'll give Georgia Tech their very first lead of the game.
And it just seems like the Yellow Jackets are settled in on offense. They're getting their looks. No slide or slides late. Granted, he's got the pole on, but I said before, Raun is not afraid to go right at the pole. And if you can dodge the poles, there's a good chance you're going to have a shorty sliding at you.
Yeah. Georgia Tech settles in 45 seconds on the shot clock.
Good slide.
McAvoy sends it out.
Keep the ball hot off the ground.
There's a shot, and that one's going to stay. Fans wanted a pass. Pretty clearly a shot there. It's a great lift.
Wow.
And there's a great finish
Raun.
from up top. Raun. And the sideline is not pleased.
That was a
to say
shot.
the least. That was definitely a shot.
Yeah, that's a
It was a
shot.
good lift. It was a good defensive play.
It's a shot. It's just high and wide.
It's just not a good shot.
Right.
There's a great
And here
look
comes
at
Raun.
Raun
Gets top side.
down. Man,
No
all the way
chance.
across the body.
Beatty, I'm sorry, man.
That's tough. You've had a good game, and that's a
Yeah.
great shot. As McGinnis goes to work. And there's Krasecki, thinks about the shot.
Yeah, not much angle. I like the decision not to pull the trigger.
And there's Raun, who's been feeling it.
Roll back.
Nowhere to go.
Keep coming. Keep coming.
Krasecki sends it again. There's the shot, and that one finds the back of the net. That's just great offense. Jack McGinnis started the play, and he finishes it. And now we got a tie game once again.
And once again, Raun, right? He's been making a lot of plays out here today. He gets a step on his guys, just a couple one more passes. And McGinnis is on the finishing end of this one. Here's Raun, gets his step, draws the attention. Krasecki finds McGinnis. McGinnis comes to that ball, so he comes up the field a little bit, which increases his angle. Beatty doesn't have much of a shot on making that save.
That's going to be a hold. Look out.
Go back.
A lot of Bears.
Uh-oh. Go back.
There's a good handle.
There you go.
Pagliaro on a rope. And Raun.
There's Raun. He's off to the races. Look out. Look out.
That's trouble.
Told you.
And there's a big-time goal
Can't do that.
as Georgia Tech answers with a run of their own. And Raun is really feeling it.
You got to get in the hole, right? You can't press out against these guys. You got to get in. And Raun catches his ball at the midfield line, turns around and notices that he can just run by a couple guys. He's got a wide open lane in the middle of the freaking goal.
And this is the time of year where you get guys that you really need to step up. I mean, there were 4 guys who scored more points than he did on the team during the regular season.
He's a freshman.
I mean, he's
Playing like a senior right now.
He's looking tough.
I mean, 5'10", 185, strong guy.
Marble Mass,
Had a mass.
hard hat,
Playing like a man.
40. Man.